I'll get ready with me for my son's first prom. I am so excited that this day is finally here. I cannot wait for y'all to see my dress. I have been planning this for a while. I didn't have time to get my hair and makeup done like all the other girls. It really doesn't matter as long as Mason thinks I look beautiful. I can't wait to show y'all the flowers that I ordered for myself for Mason to give me. Here is the final look. Here is my dress. I did get Mason a boutonniere, and his date also got him one. We'll see which one he likes better. Now it's time to go take pictures.
The boy mom content is going viral right now, and it ranges from silly to highly concerning. And as a mom of 3 boys and 2 bonus boys, technically I am a boy mom. But some of these ladies on the internet are making me feel weird about it, and I always feel like I have to specify that I am a boy mom, but I am not that type of boy mom. There's a pipeline, a strong one, and it all starts with the toxic boy mom. So as a boy mom / mom of boys, I wanted to do a deep dive into this, and it all starts here. This was the first trend that had me tilting my head like, do people really think like this? I changed the background music because I'm not trying to get copyright stricken on this video. Teaching my son to cook so he's not impressed by your frozen pizza daughter. Listen, I'm all for teaching boys how to cook. It is a basic life skill, like brushing your teeth or washing your crack, which is a whole other TikTok trend I'm not going to go down right now. Anyways, back to the topic. Everyone eats, boys, girls, thoughty daughters. How about we teach our sons how to cook so that maybe they can impress someone's daughter, or so that he can cook for himself, so that he doesn't only know how to make microwavable ramen and like slowly destroy his health as an adult. And I get it, it's a joke. However, the amount of these floating around, it was kind of starting to feel like not a joke. And it's not just about future daughter-in-laws as well. Sometimes the first victim of this weird boy mom favoritism is the daughter they already have.
I love my girls, but a girl's like steals your clothes, has an attitude. There's nothing like being a boy mom. Like seriously, it's the best.
I don't want to be judgy or shamey, even though I totally am. I just think it's really sad for the daughter. Like, that really sucks for the daughter.
My boy moms feel me on this, but my son has my heart and my soul. I obviously am obsessed with Stevie Lee. She is just the greatest little girl in the world. But my whole life, I always wanted to be a boy mom. And I remember when I found out I was pregnant with him, and I was just ecstatic because I was such a tomboy growing up. Anyways, the whole point of me making this video is I had to share his preschool photo with you, because when I tell you, I opened up this email and I just hysterically cried. He is just everything.
If I heard my mom say this about my brothers and I'm just like sitting there like, I don't know, baking brownies, would have been really annoying. This is not a sponsored video, but I do have kids to feed, so I'm self-sponsoring this video. I've never done this before. I'm gonna see how it goes. If you enjoy this type of long form content, the way you can support it is I will have linked my favorites from this month, to makeup favorites, to like athleisure favorites, my favorite yoga pants. So if you want to support this video and have me make more videos like this, just check out my favorites from the month. So yeah, self-sponsoring, because I really do love making these videos, but I got a mortgage to pay. So thank you for your support. Back to the topic. She even starts the video with, my boy moms feel me on this, because she must have enough boy mom friends who agree with this type of thinking that she thought the internet would. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for real, honest content when it helps someone. Lord knows, I probably share too much on the internet sometimes, even though really it's just like a tiny piece of my story. But I do so in hopes that it helps other women who are in a tough spot right now. I'm trying to give advice and create the type of content that I wish I had seen 5, 10, 15 years ago. Anyways, all that to say, I'm all for honest, real content that helps someone, but like truly, who is this helping? All you're saying is that you love your son more than your daughter, and that doesn't help anyone.
I never thought that I would be that toxic boy mom. I love my 4 kids equally, but that last little boy just hits different. And now I feel like I'm having this existential crisis. Before I wouldn't be that mom, that toxic boy mom. He hits his sisters. he punches them, I'm like, maybe he's having a hard day.
Daughters grow up thinking that love has to be earned and perfection is the minimum requirement. And then sons grow up thinking that they are inherently lovable and perfect and that anything they do is a bonus.
Becoming a boy mom was one of the craziest things to me. I had my daughter first.
Stop. Let me stop you right there. If you have a daughter, you're not a boy mom. You're a mom.
The feeling of your first child is like unmatched. It's an unmatched kind of love. But when I tell you...
Let me guess. You don't know true love until you've had a boy.
And then I had my boy, and I can't explain. Can anybody explain the feeling to me?
Yeah, I believe it's mental illness. Like, it's one thing to say, like, you don't understand the love that you have for your child until you have your first one, because I'll be the first to say that. People are like, oh, I love my children so much. And I was like, yeah, you should. But the love that I have for my child is something that I cannot explain. And you can't explain unless you've gone through it. But that's the end of it. It's not because she's a girl or because you have a son. The first will always be your first newborn, your first everything, you know? It's something new you've never done in your life, and it's very special. But when you start breaking it down to boys and girls, that's when it gets really weird. And it's these kind of people that come on here and they're like, I'm not the boy moms that people make fun of. I'm a normal boy mom. And then they say stuff like this. It's like, no, you're who we're talking about.
Now we've reached the TikTok that got me down this rabbit hole. It is the bridge or middle point where the toxic boy mom starts morphing into the monster-in-law that wants to compete with any romantic interest of her sons.
I'll get ready with me for my son's first prom. Cannot wait for y'all to see my dress. I have been planning this for a while. It is so cute. It's gonna be like the perfect mother-son matching moment. I didn't have time to get my hair and makeup done like all the other girls, so I hope that my makeup and my hair turns out good. I have to help get Mason ready. It really doesn't matter as long as Mason thinks I look beautiful. My dress is black and Mason's date's dress is red. I can't wait to show y'all the flowers that I ordered for myself for Mason to give me. They are so pretty. I really hope someone's gonna be there so they can capture that moment because it is gonna be so cute. I did get a spray tan this morning. I did have time to work that in. The girl that sprayed me was precious. I told her, you have got to spray me quick because I'm going to prom tonight, so make me look good. I have got to set my makeup so that my makeup lasts all night. The after prom party theme is Y2K, right up my alley. Now that my makeup is done, I am going to put on my dress. Here is the final look. Here is my dress. And I did get Mason a boutonniere, and his date also got him one. We'll see which one he likes better. Now it's time to go take pictures.
Okay, I truly can't tell if that one is a joke or not. Like, I'm hoping she's kidding. I'm hoping she's not gonna make Lil Mason choose between her boutonniere or his dates. But whether it is satire or sincere, it went viral for a reason. Because while that TikTok might have been posted in jest, the toxic boy mom to monster-in-law pipeline is very real for some couples. And where we really get to see it spotlighted first is weddings.
And I can't wait for everyone.
You're not going to say my son has flaws.
We can leave. Perfect.
No, I don't have to leave. That dress you're wearing, we paid for.
Let's calm down.
Everybody has flaws, and that's why I love them. You can leave, Judy.
Like you don't have flaws.
You can leave.
You can get out of my wedding now.
I'm not leaving. That dress you're wearing, I paid for.
Why are there so many wedding videos like this? I do feel like, number one, a lot of times there is a camera rolling at a wedding to capture the moment for our viewing pleasure. But number two, weddings are obviously a major symbol or ceremony that shows the son and the new daughter-in-law forming their own family, and that can make the toxic boy mom really unhappy.
Why are you wearing white to my wedding? It does matter. But I have spent so much time trying to find this dress.
Oh, there's no need to cry.
Don't you gaslight me.
You slap your mother-in-law.
Yes, I will, because you're wearing white on my wedding day.
Just your face.
No, get off me.
What does everyone wear to a funeral? Black. What difference?
It's my wedding, not yours.
But you're not getting married to your dress. You're getting married to my beautiful son. You're lucky already. So what does it matter if we wear the same colour?
That right there, saying she's a lucky bitch for getting to marry her son. This mom would have totally filmed one of those your thoughty daughter's hot pocket won't impress him type of videos at the beginning. And I hate to say it, But if this is happening at the wedding, the husband has clearly never stepped in and set boundaries and let his mom know that this type of behavior is not acceptable. And because of that, this type of behavior is just going to continue, which then brings us to the gender reveal grabs.
Oh my god.
Hello?
Excuse me.
No!
What?
Why do you always have to do it, Debbie? Yeah, exactly. Me. Oh my god, can you give it a rest? Hello?
Let's not make it like this.
No, she does it all the time.
Let me explain.
What do you explain?
I'm gonna skip because it's my granddaughter.
And it's my daughter.
Yeah,
My child.
I know, but you've done all that.
So have you. Look at him. You've done it all.
Why
Why can't you just let my husband hug me? You always have to get involved all the time.
Don't spoil it for everyone.
Yeah, exactly, Debbie. Don't spoil it for everyone. No, I'm happy. You're not happy with me being here. Well, I was until you jumped on my husband. Right, okay, fine. Well, you're doing everything you want.
Sit down, Debbie. Sit down, Debbie.
Come on. Come on. What are you here with me for? Go and chase after your mum.
I think this is one of them things where if I do it, you would off.
This boy, yes, I am calling him a boy, has never had a conversation with his mom about respecting his wife, because this behavior doesn't start at the gender reveal and it doesn't end there either. Especially when this boy's response is literally nothing. He just stood there and the wife has to defend herself. She was literally pushed out of the way. And that's the thing. When you marry a man who makes you stick up for yourself, you end up doing everything yourself. Everything for yourself, for him, and everyone else. Which brings us to chapter 4.
Here are a few signs that your husband is a man-child. Number 1, are you picking up his crap, his clothes, all sorts of stuff all over the house every single day? Does he come home every night and say, hey, what's for dinner? If you're coordinating and scheduling all of the appointments for you and your children and for them, doctors, dentists, etc., you've got a man-child on your hands.
The fully grown man-child raised on a pedestal, zero accountability, and a steady diet of "you're perfect, sweetie." Or as we saw, the flawless son.
Like you don't have flaws.
Now he's married, and since he doesn't live with mommy, he expects his wife to be mommy. My last video essay, as I mentioned before, was on TikTok's married single mom epidemic. I delved into all the details there, in large part because I felt like I used to be a married single mom, and I got sick of it, so I just got divorced and ended up being a single mom, and lo and behold, it's easier. At least in my situation. I know every situation is different, but if you are confused on what a married single mom is, no need to revert back to that video. Here's a quick recap.
I was responsible for the children in every aspect: cooking, cleaning, bathing, getting them to and from daycare, planning, appointments, everything. I was responsible for holidays. I was responsible for paying the bills, making sure they were paid on time. I was responsible for my husband's appointments and all of his needs. He treated us like absolute garbage all the time. Never cleaned up after himself, never helped around the house. Only spent time either cheating on me or on his Xbox. Now he's been gone for 7 months now. I've been a single mom now, and it's so much easier. It's so much happier.
So let's go over the pipeline again quick, shall we? It starts with an overly obsessed toxic boy mom whose son can do no wrong. Then in the teen and young adult years, it's the mother who displays an unhealthy level of emotional dependence and over-involvement in his life, inhibiting his personal growth and independence. Then when he meets a girl and chooses to start a life with her, it morphs into the mother-in-law that is a monster-in-law, creating an unnecessary rivalry with the daughter-in-law. And then the final stage, where we're at now, is the son of the toxic boy mom who is now a father but takes zero responsibility, a man who thinks he can do no wrong and his mere existence is enough because for his mom, it literally was. And that's how we get to this final stage in the pipeline, the useless, emotionally stunted man who creates the married single mom. And sometimes, and this makes me so sad, truly so sad, I don't want to get emotional thinking about it, but sometimes that married single mom also ends up creating a useless husband's son. They say there's a million different ways to skin a cat. I know, I'm sorry, morbid saying, but seems like there's also a million different ways to screw up your kids. I'm just kidding, kinda. I know, it is absolutely infuriating. And obviously, I'm not saying this is always the case. As I said in the beginning, I feel like I was a married single mom for a solid 6 years. Now, technically, I'm a single mom. I'm not married. One of the reasons I deep dived into this video is because I want to do everything I possibly can to raise good sons, good men. And when you know better, you have the opportunity to do better. And we've unfortunately all heard a guy say something like this. When he said his mom worked 2 jobs but still took care of him, his brother cooked and cleaned while his dad did very little, and he's looking for a woman just like her. Absolutely not. Will not be my, like, I refuse to let this be my sons. We need to teach our boys empathy. Instead of learning empathy, he learned expectation looking at his mom struggle. And we gotta teach our boys empathy.
Oh my God, let's talk about it. If your partner didn't have a dad growing up and his mom was todoterreno, 4x4, mamá luchona, who was able to do it all, he's gonna expect the same thing from you. Now, of course, there's always exceptions to the rule because there are healthy men out there who want to do the complete opposite of what their mom had. But if you want a good visual as to how you're gonna get treated with this man, look at the way his dad treats his mom or his stepdad, whoever was the father figure. And if there is no dad around, look at the way his mom treats him. So if his mom is always like, no mi amor, no hagas nada, no mi amor, no limpies, no mi amor, no me ayudes con los recibos, no mi amor, no hagas nada because you're gonna break a nail, it's very likely that he's gonna expect you to be the same way with him. If his mom raised him to help around the house, to be responsible, to clean after himself, then you may have a good one in your hands. What do you guys think?
I went on a date with a guy once. Obviously when I was dating, I was a single mom of 3. He knew I had 3 boys. And like, we had good conversations at first. He was one of 3 boys raised by a single mom. And so I was really hopeful before the first date. And then on the first date, I very much got this vibe where he was really like bragging on how strong, smart, and capable his mom was. And like, props to her. She obviously was a strong, smart, capable woman, but he didn't, I didn't feel like he had any empathy for his mom. It was just expectation. It was giving a lot more, wow, women can do everything and will do everything for you, instead of no woman should have to. And I don't want a woman to have to struggle the way my mom struggled. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Anyways, all of this to say, I acknowledge that toxic boy moms, married single moms, all types of moms can potentially lead to raising useless men. I think we can all admit that. However, what also infuriates me a little / a lot, and obviously I just did this to a certain extent this entire video, but why the fuck do moms get blamed for everything? One of the things that got me going down this rabbit hole was the comment section on my married single mom video. I blame his mom. She clearly babied him. This is what happened when moms coddle their sons. And while I don't necessarily disagree, I do feel like this is the other part of the problem. Why are women always being blamed for the bad behavior of men? And where are the dads? The question no one ever seems to ask. In almost all the discourse online where we hear about overly coddled sons and then emotionally unavailable husbands, the blame always seems to land on how his mom raised him. And I get it. Moms are often the most involved, if not the only ones involved. But that precisely is the problem. Where was dad when the kids were watching the mom clean the house, cook the meals, discipline, do laundry, school drop off, all the things? Because a lot of these men didn't just grow up with toxic moms, and like, I struggle to even say if the mom was toxic or not. Sometimes they just had completely absent fathers, or maybe not even physically absent, but emotionally absent or passively present. Dads who just watched their wives do it all, never modeled respect, empathy, or effort. And dads who didn't teach their sons to be good men because they really weren't. So yeah, maybe the mom coddled her son a little bit too much, but maybe she felt like she had to do too much because dad wasn't doing anything at all. Again, I'm not trying to be all preachy. I'm not claiming to know everything in the world. I know very little. I haven't. Like, I've made a lot of mistakes in life. I don't need to go over that laundry list right now. But I do feel like if we want to start breaking this cycle of emotionally stunted men, we can't put it all on moms. So where do we go from here? As I've obviously said 80,000 times in this video, as a boy mom, I'm trying to navigate this in real time. How do I make sure that their future partners don't film TikToks about being married single moms? Because let's be honest, calling out this stuff is easy. Changing it is way harder, but I feel like there is hope that we can change it.
I debated sharing this, but the message is important, so let's lock in for a little boy mom story time. The thing about raising boys is you will become hyper aware of how men in your life treat you, because those men are the example your boys are learning from. I have 2 sons, and my bond with each is very different. With my 9-year-old, I have to work harder to meet him where he's at. He's attached to his dad. They have more in common. And sometimes I feel slighted by that, or I don't know, worried. Don't get me wrong, I love what they share. I just want some of it too. Well, he loves to run, and I also know it's good for me, so I bought a pair of Hokas and thought it was something that we could enjoy together. And we did for a couple of days, and it's probably one of those things that when I started doing it with him, it stopped being cool. But he's lost interest lately, denying my request to go for a jog together, which is fine. But on top of that, he started getting a little negative and competitive about me running in a not so great way. Comments like, I could have gone faster than you, or you always have to stop to catch your breath, and it started to feel mean. A couple of days ago, I was out running alone, and I had stopped briefly, I mean for like seconds, to take my sweatshirt off and tie it around. When I got back to the house, my husband was singing my praises, as he's never really seen me take on running consistently. Wow, you're so dedicated. I can't believe you ran the whole time. Your stamina is only going to strengthen as you keep going. And my son chimed in and said, well, I saw her stop. She wasn't actually running the whole time. I saw her stop around the corner over there. She probably stopped more times than that. That comment, it hit me, not just because it's snarky, but because it made me wonder, does he feel that tearing people down is a way for him to feel strong? And worse, and I can't help but let my mind go here, but is he learning to question women more harshly? Would he have said this to his dad? But here's the part that matters and why I want to share this story. My husband didn't get defensive. He didn't argue. He just kept praising me calmly and confident. He stood up for me and questioned why my son felt it was okay to take something away from me in a moment of accomplishment, no matter what the magnitude of it was. It was just a run around the block. In that moment, my son saw a man respect and admire a woman fully, openly, and not feel threatened by her strength. And that's the lesson I hope he holds on to. See, I think women are just as capable to raise boys well, but it's also true that we need secure men to lead boys by modeling what strength looks like, being respectful, grounded, and never afraid of someone else's shine.
Hot take, but I think it's harder to raise boys than it is to raise girls. If my daughter doesn't know how to cook and clean by the time she's 25, that's feminism. I'm not sad. I'm not worried about her future husband being like, oh my God, she doesn't know how to do anything. I will revel in such glory. My friends with boys, they're like, Jimmy, I will not let you become a grown man who doesn't know how to clean a toilet or make a 3-layer cake for her Mother's Day birthday. Future wife will not think that I didn't do my job. I will make you a good man. The world will teach men to dominate or that it's not their job. And so the job of a mom when their boys are young is like they're trying to teach them how to be a good man. And I mean, honestly, a huge part of it comes down to the father that they already have. And for me, where a lot of my job is like modeling, she sees me cooking and cleaning. Like the whole clean talk is women cleaning. Like she's going to see that she has to cook and clean. My job is to like model confidence, joy, fulfillment, personal care, right? Because they say your daughter's not going to treat herself the way you treat her. She's going to treat herself the way you treat yourself. So all those boy moms out there, thank you for your service.
I really like those 2 TikToks because they didn't just highlight what we need to be doing as moms, but they also acknowledged the role of dad. And I feel like that's the shift we really need. Kids model behaviors and boys are more often going to model the behaviors of men, just like girls are more likely to model the behaviors of women. Do I have all the answers? No. I'm not an expert, not pretending to be an expert. I'm just a mom out here trying to do my best. I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but for my fellow single moms out there, keep your standards in dating high, because One thing that I do know is true and proven is that girls are more likely to model the behaviors of women and boys are more likely to model behavior of men. So if you're a single mom in the dating world, I feel you, it's not easy, but keep those standards high. Whoever you end up dating, be sure when you ask yourself the question, would I be happy if my sons grew up and turned out to be just like this guy? Like, would you be happy? If the answer is anything but yes, you know, move on. The answer should be a strong, resounding yes. And hopefully you already did that with your husband, but you know, I didn't. And so I'm just trying to help my single mamas out there.
Here you go, beautiful queen.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Kate. So sweet.
So let's crowdsource here. If you know a mom who raised grown sons who are now model husbands, fathers, and just an overall good person, what did she do? Let us know in the comments, please. And if you liked this video, share with a fellow boy mom or a fellow girl mom so that the girl moms can know that us boy moms are doing our best out here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It lets me know that you want more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.